Social media and websites might show you where you want to stay. Sales, they tell you when to book. But they rarely tell you where you actually are. I'm Megan, and yes, I talk about Sandals and Beaches Resorts. The weekly sales, the promos worth booking, and the ones you can skip. Room categories, upgrades, insider tips, and how to actually get the best value for your vacation. But a resort doesn't exist in a vacuum. It sits on an island with a story, shaped by history, culture, food, people, and moments you'll never find on a booking page. On Islands Uncovered, we go beyond the resort gates. We talk about the islands and the people that Sandals and Beaches call home. The legends, the flavors, the unexpected stories hiding just beneath the surface. Because the best trips aren't just well priced, they're well understood. This is where smart booking meets storytelling. This is where vacations feel more meaningful. This is Islands Uncovered. Hi everybody, welcome back to Islands Uncovered, the weekly Sandals Sales Report. My name is Megan and I am the host and owner of Dare to Dream Travel. I exclusively book Sandals and Beaches vacations, which are all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean. And the Sandals Weekly Sales Report is where I break down every week all of the 777 sales and any current promos and sale rooms that Sandals and Beaches are offering. Today, we're going to focus on Sandals. I typically focus more on Sandals just because right now there's only 2 Beaches properties, and Beaches are the family-friendly resorts. They are in Turks and Caicos and Negril, Jamaica. But Sandals just has more options. There's always more resort options for the 777 deals, and the sales tend to change up a little bit more. So today we're going to focus on Sandals, but if you have questions about what is on sale at Beaches, please reach out. Let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that as well. Okay, so I mentioned the Sandals 777. Quick refresher. Those rooms come out on Wednesdays. They are 7 rooms that are an additional 7% off for 7 days. I do not know which rooms they are going to be before Sandals releases them, but I try to keep you guys updated in case there's anything on this list that is of interest to you. You have to put down a deposit by next Tuesday, which is Tuesday, April 21st, to be able to secure this additional 7% off. So let's break it down. I like the 777 this week, even though they're staying at the same properties. And they're doing this because those 3 properties in Jamaica are still closed. We haven't seen 777s for those, in months and months and months. So once those start popping up again, it's going to be super exciting. But same resorts, different rooms. I always like it when they put luxury level rooms on the 777 deals because these are the entry level, lower cost rooms to get on property. And then with the deal, they're an additional 7% off. So these are some of the lowest prices you're going to get on the resort. And Sandals is great. If you've never been to a Sandals before, just know that no matter what room category you book, you are still going to have access to the exact same restaurants, menus, pools, all of the amenities at the resorts are the same, whether you book in the luxury level or in the butler level. So if you want more information about what room category is the best for you, there are differences, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. Just email me, I can break it down for you. But in general, the resort amenities are going to be all the same. So some people like to splurge to get a butler. Other people are just like, look, I just want to get on property and sit on the beach and enjoy, my cocktails. That's great too. Everybody has a room category that they prefer. So this week, Sandals does still they have 3 of the 7 rooms that are butler category, 2 that are club, and 2 that are luxury. So the 3 butler levels are going to be Sandals St. Vincent, which we see a lot of butler level room category options from Sandals St. Vincent. And I don't know, a week or so ago, a podcast episode. I'm not sure if I released it just on YouTube or not, but I broke down the differences in the various butler level rooms at Sandals St. Vincent because there's just Very slight nuances in the different Butler villas, but the one on sale this week is the one bedroom with the media room and the balcony soaking, not balcony. There's no balconies in these Butlers. They're all villas. They're all on the main level. The patio soaking tub. So you don't have a private pool. You have a soaking tub, but you have a little bit more space and you've got that media room. Then Sandals Royal Bahamian in the Island Village. This is going to be the little area set further back from the beach, but it's more private. There's not as much foot traffic. This also has a butler room, also has a soaking tub. I've stayed in one of the rooms back here, and it was pretty quiet back in this area. So if you like privacy and quiet, it's a great room at Sandals Royal Bahamian. One thing to remember about the butler level rooms is they have the private island at Sandals Royal Bahamian, and the butlers don't go out to the private island with you. So if you spend the day out there, you're gonna have to, make do without your butler for the day or however long you are out there. I know that that can be a challenge, but you can do it. The island is worth it. And then Sandals Ochi and Ocho Rios also has the one bedroom poolside butler villas available again. Ochi is just rotating through the butler, a couple butler rooms and a couple club rooms will pop up. They're just kind of cycling through every couple weeks. You'll see these same rooms. So if you're interested in Ochi, I can always, get you booked, get your deposit down, and then we can just watch for your room to go on sale if we know that it's one of these rooms that are in this cycle of going on sale every couple weeks. Okay. And then we have the middle tier. We have the club level. We've got two rooms this week. We've got Sandals Grand Antigua is on the list. We've been seeing Antigua quite a bit over the past month. This is the Mediterranean club level suite. And Sandals Barbados, the Crystal Lagoon club level honeymoon suite with the balcony soaking tub. Quick note, I had somebody reach out for booking recently and they were concerned about a room because it had honeymoon in the name and they were not going on a honeymoon. It was just a trip. Don't let that fool you. It's just one of the many crazy names that Sandals makes up for their rooms. So honeymoon means nothing essentially. It doesn't mean you have to be on your honeymoon to stay in this room and it's not, yeah, it doesn't matter. So, if you're interested in either of those two resorts, you've got that nice mid-tier club level two rooms available there. If you're interested, I can send you maps and more information about these two resorts. Antigua, great, great, great beach. Barbados, two resorts right next to each other, Sandals Royal Barbados and Barbados. So you get, lots of space, more restaurants. Sandals Barbados is going through a little bit of renovation. So here and there, things are closed with some work being done. But because you have the two resorts right next to each other, there's still so much area. Even if a restaurant is closed, there's so many more. So don't let that, sway you from going there. But if you're concerned, again, that's why you have a travel advisor. Reach out. We could talk about it, make sure that that's still a good fit for you. And then we have the luxury level rooms. So these are the entry level rooms. These are going to be some of the lowest cost rooms at this resort, these two resorts. They're an extra 7% off through Tuesday, so that's great. We have Sandals Helsing Beach, which is in St. Lucia, very small property. This is going to be the Crystal Lagoon poolside luxury level room. So it's a small resort, but it's going to be on the second floor of some buildings that are set a little bit back further from the beach. And then there's like a pool in the middle, hence poolside in the name. And the rooms on the first floor have the swim ups. So you are looking at a lot of water. It's just not like ocean water. But again, just because you're set back away from the water doesn't mean you're terribly far because it's not a big resort. Also, Helsing is nice because you're in the middle of Grand St. Lucian and Regency La Toc. They're both like 20 minutes away. So remember, when you stay at one of the Sandals properties in St. Lucia, you can go to all three of them. And this resort is in the middle of the two. Okay. And then the Curaçao luxury level at Sandals Royal Curaçao. Never am quoting Sandals Curaçao. We talk a lot about that resort. This is the resort that has the walking pier around the beach. This is a great luxury level room. It's a Sandals 2.0 property. So even the luxury level rooms at Sandals 2.0 properties are big and, new, and like I would not hesitate for a second to stay in a luxury level room at any of the Sandals 2.0 properties. So this room is on sale, and the good thing about the Crucio buildings is they're centrally located. Curacao is a bit larger of a resort. Um, these are centrally located, looking out over this like big grassy area, and then they're near the food trucks, and then the pool's right there. So again, if you're interested, second and third floor, you get a balcony. Beautiful area, beautiful resort, well landscaped to look out at. And I can send you maps just to make sure that you're getting yourself into the right spot. But a great room to get to Curacao at pretty good rate. So those are the 7 rooms that are an extra 7% off through next Tuesday. There's no like set date restrictions that apply to all of these. There are blackout dates for the 777s, but it changes based on the room because this is all about supply and demand. So again, reach out. Sometimes just swinging your dates a little bit can give for better rates. If you have that flexibility, I can look at the numbers and try to help you out with that. So again, my services are free. That's what I'm here for. Now let's talk about the sales going on right now. So there's 2 sales going on right now. There's the Stay More, Save More. Remember, that only goes through April 20th. I have no idea if they're going to extend this sale or not. This is the sale where the longer you stay, the more money off your trip you're going to get. All of those prices are reflected in everything you're seeing online when you're looking to have something quoted. And then Curacao, there's a big push for Curacao. They've got a good sale going on. If you're looking to travel this summer, Curacao has the summer sale. You have to get it booked by May 3rd, and you have to travel by September 6th. But there's no like you can stay for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights, whatever you want, and the credit goes up just like the Stay More, Save More sale. But for Curacao, it goes up to $1,500 for 7 or more nights. And for the Stay More, Save More, the other properties, you only go up to 1,000. So all of the amounts for Curacao are higher dollar amounts off your trip. And then there's also airfare credit that starts at 5+ nights going to Curacao, but you have to book your airfare with Sandals, and there's pros and cons to that. So if you want more information about airfare, if this is a good idea, if you want to take advantage of that airfare credit to get down to Curacao, let's talk. Remember, this sale only goes through May 3rd, and it's only for travel through the end of summer, September 6th. If you're looking outside of that time, then the Stay More, Save More sale will still apply if you book by next Tuesday. I know this is all very confusing. Hopefully, I'm breaking it down a little. But again, if you have interest and you kind of hear something that you think might apply, email me. Lastly, I wanted to mention the last minute sales because the last time we talked about last minute sales, there wasn't a lot. And again, as a reminder, I don't work for Sandals. So I'm not getting any sort of like board member information about what's coming out here. I'm just using what I know and making some assumptions here with what I'm going to say next. The last time I looked at the last minute sales, there was pretty much nothing available. However, I think that was because they had just announced that they had closed the 3 resorts in Jamaica through the end of the year for renovations, and they had to move all of those people from those resorts to other properties or other dates. And so they wanted to see how the availability would shake out. Last minute deals are all based on supply and demand. And so now that things have settled with that, they are offering more options for last minute sales. Last minute sales typically are for things that are up to 6 weeks out. So you really are traveling in the next 6 weeks. And then for each resort, it's different. There's certain arrival and departure dates, and it usually never goes more than 4 or 5 nights. So you're not going to get a 7 or 8 night trip on a last minute deal. Now, if there's 2 resorts next to each other and you want to do a split stay, sometimes we can match that up, but it's a little tricky. Reach out. There's some tricks for that I can help you with. I can look. But I just wanted to mention that now many more resorts have last minute deals available. In May, there's last minute deals available for Sandals Ochi. There is no, 2 weekend, 3 night stays for Dunn's River in May. Sandals Royal Bahamian has some dates, and St. Vincent has some dates as well, all in May. And then Royal Plantation and Negril in Jamaica have some dates that go into the beginning of June a little bit. Um, and Barbados too. They have some at the end of May. So those are all like May focused. Royal Bahamian, wait a minute, I couldn't read my notes. Royal Bahamian has dates into early June. Royal Barbados only has dates in May. Okay. So if you're looking at Royal Bahamian or Antigua, they have one like trip that's at the end of May that goes into the beginning of June. So they're extending a little longer for those two properties. If you're looking to go that first week of June, those two resorts do have some last minute deal availability. And then Curacao, though, again, Curaçao, they're pushing it. It's a big resort. They must have rooms open. I love this property. They have last minute deals that they've posted through the end of June. So you can stack all these different deals that I mentioned on top of each other. And Curaçao has some amazing rates right now happening. I was looking the other day and I found a last minute deal that you could stack with the 777s. And because it's one of the luxury level rooms, you're going to get on property at just a really, really low, great rate. So that's what I wanted to update everybody on. The last minute deals are now active again. We'll keep an eye on those. Think about Curacao for this summer. You're never going to get in at a lower rate. I mean, I can't say that. Who knows? Again, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But these are the lowest rates for Curacao that I've seen in a while. St. Lucia, if you're open to staying at a very small property or looking for something very quiet, Halcyon has that luxury level room. And then also, if I didn't mention anything today that you're particularly interested, remember the Stay More, Save More sale encompasses every resort, every room category. That sale ends on April 20th, and I unfortunately don't have a preview of what's coming up next, but as soon as I know, I will let you know. Usually I blast things on TikTok sooner than anything else. So if you're not following me on TikTok, if you have TikTok, you might want to follow me there. That's where you're going to get the most up-to-date info. Instagram and Facebook, I post a couple times a week, but I'm not bombarding people with stuff. And then, of course, please follow this podcast. Listen to the episodes that you're interested in. I try to keep up to date with all the sales, and I go into way more detail on the podcast, which is also on YouTube as well, if you're interested in watching video of just me talking to my screen with some crazy island, virtual image behind me. Yeah, you can follow on YouTube as well. It is Islands Uncovered on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm so excited to help anybody who is interested in booking any of these rooms get started. I love talking to all of my honeymooners. I've got some great destination weddings that I'm helping to plan right now, and I can't wait to get back to the Caribbean, and I'm excited to send all of you. So reach out. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll talk again next week. Bye, everybody.